So what's their story? Are we back? Sure. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, we're back. Okay, so when you get puppies in studios, as we said, things happen. So okay. So we are back. So tell us, this is
Oogly. And
Oogly came with a brother, right?
yes.
And brother's been adopted.
Mm-hmm.
So what's their story?
Just strays.
I just don't understand where they come from.
It's me neither.
I mean, you deal with it every day and you don't have any answers.
Yeah, I mean, people don't get their dogs fixed. The dog gets pregnant, they don't know what to do. They dump it someplace hoping it'll find a home. Most of the time they don't. It may just wander off in the woods and have puppies, and then one day she comes out of the woods with said puppies, and then, you know, they've not been properly socialized, things like that. These guys, the finder adopted the mom.
Also, there was a mom of these guys.
Yes. And they just kind of showed up one day, and she decided that she could afford to keep the mom, but of course not the babies. And
yeah, there's definitely some like Aussie or something in there.
And they have weird little tails.
Like short, like medium tails.
Yeah, they're very odd little tails.
What kind of dog has a little tail like that?
I don't know. Maybe
it'll grow into your body.
And it's cute. It's hard to tell what, you know, half a dozen breeds could be mixed in here, but yes. Maybe border collie, Aussie. So we're gonna go with it's some sort of herding dog. So
lots of fun. If you like agility, if you
have a farm and you want things to be chased around, then this will be perfect.
Yes.
Of course, he's a puppy. He loves everything right now. He's been pretty social. He keeps laying down because he's on the table, but on the floor, he's running like a maniac. So,
how old do you think?
We're guessing they're between like 3 and 4 months.
Oops, still have the baby teeth then?
Yep, still have baby teeth.
Isn't that fun?
And
hi, puppy. Let me see.
So, of course, if you adopt them,
your puppy teeth.
This is a whole, you know, you're going to have to do housebreaking and all sorts of training and socialization and all that good stuff.
How big you going to be? Your paws are kind of big.
At this point, they're a blank slate. So you can do what you need to do to make them good dogs.
Yes.
So
it's all up to you. You're starting from scratch, basically.
Right. Of course, once he has a bath and things like that, he'll be much prettier. And he and his brother have been playing a lot in the dirt. So even if I did give him a bath recently, he would be a hot mess because they are little goofy maniacs. So
fun though.
Good personality, sweet boy. And his his adoption fee is $100. And that includes his county dog license. We microchip. That will include his neuter. We have given him vaccines and flea and tick, and they've been wormed. So, of course, with his age, you will need to follow up with more vaccines. He'll need boosters until he's had a total of 4. But
which, again, I did not realize the booster thing. I don't know why until we got Olive. I had forgotten, I guess, about there are boosters involved. So it is a little bit of work to, you know, just like kids.
Yep. You got to keep taking them in once a month.
And once they're good, they're good for, you know, a year.
Yes. But so, and depending on the vet, some of them have discounts for the follow-ups, or you can get like a puppy vaccine package, things like that.
Oh, okay. That makes total sense.
Hey.
Oh my gosh, life is so fun.
Turn around.
You always show them the wrong side of you.
I know you have a cute little booty, but your face is cute too. He wants to get down and play. He can't figure out how to jump off the table yet, huh? But yeah, so these guys are 100. Vito and Jake, who we've not met, their adoptions have been sponsored. They're two of our longest residents. So if you'd like to sponsor adoptions, head out to the pound and we can
Sure.
set you up for that. Do you want to come on? Want to get down so we can meet Jake? Come here. Come here. Come on. Oh my gosh. Now you're just going to lay down. Come here.
Now I'm going to be a big baby.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. So cute.
So now we'll have Lynn come back with
Aw.
Mr. Jake.
Hi, Jake. It's very nice to meet you. You are gorgeous.
So Jake is maybe a plot hound mix. We don't know if he was sort of ditched because he was skittish and didn't make a good hunter. I don't know. But he was found as a stray as well. And he is very timid. As you can see.
He's like, the furnace came on. I don't know about this.
Loud noises definitely spook him. We've been giving him like calming supplements and using the thunder shirt. Of course, he's not as scared with us, but new people, it takes him a little bit of time. So if you have a quiet home, he would be a good one for that. He does great with other dogs. He's actually...
Oh, really? So
He
you would think if he's skittish that he would be like...
He loosens up with other dogs, especially if it's a confident dog. He, kind of like takes their lead of, okay, things must be all right.
Oh, good.
And,
Okay.
and dogs are very much like that, the human can tell them as much as, until we're blue in the face. But if another dog comes up and says, hey, everything's fine, they'll listen to that other dog. So he would do really well with a confident housemate.
Okay.
He keeps everything clean, of course. He was in a home for a little while, sort of a foster thing, and did really well. When she would take him outside, he did get very panicky. Loud noises would make him want to run back inside. So he needs a lot of desensitization. Yeah. He would be a good one to take for short walks at first, around the neighborhood so he gets used to all those weird noises, slamming car doors, things like that.
Okay.
But
What a
other than
sweetie
that, he's a
pie.
calm boy. He likes to be loved on, and if you've got a calm household, maybe even something out in the country where you don't have a lot of road noise and things like that, it would
That's
be
what
even
I was
better.
thinking. Like, he seems like a really good front porch sitting dog.
Right. And I think once he knows he's where he's going to be, he'll come around a lot more. We're guessing that he's around 4 years old. Of course, he's housebroken. He's a good boy overall. Like I said, he does well with other dogs. He and Vito hang out in the yard together, and he kind of just sort of follows Vito around, like, what are we doing today, boss?
That is adorable.
And his fee has been sponsored, and he's been with us since June 13th.
So too long.
Yeah, he's been with us for quite a while. So a nice, stable daily routine would be great for him.
Absolutely. He is so pretty. So pretty.
And he's got a little nubby tail.
Oh, you
there.
do? Little nubby tail.
And he wags that little nub when he's happy. Don't you, buddy? He's like, right now everything's scary and weird.
He's like sitting in the corner. Like, he's so chill though.
Yeah.
Is he like that a lot? Like
Mhm.
chill?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. Doesn't bark a lot. That's good.
Especially for, a hound type dog. Usually
Yeah.
they're, well, even the little beagle guy, Skibbity, he's not as vocal as he could be.
Because beagles talk.
Sometimes
We
we
all
have them
know.
that are like hoarse. They just bark when they walk for no good reason. They just are always barking.
I've just got a lot to say.
Some of the coon hounds that we get just
I'm a hound dog.
constantly,
Woo!
yeah, they are just always going, hi, look at me, look at me, look at me, and you're walking them and you can just hear them just bark, bark, bark all down the road. Nothing particular. So,
He is such a pretty boy.
oh, is he micro? So I brought this to talk about microchipping.
Yeah.
Because,
and again, we're celebrating National Dog Day right here on Main Street TV with some friends from the pound who are adoptable, by the way. So
yes.
please consider adoption.
So microchipping, you have to buy your license every year. But we all know that collars can slip off.
Yes.
Someone can remove a collar. Microchipping is sort of a her arms are probably getting tired. Fail safe, as
Big
far
baby.
as when a dog comes into the shelter, we scan them all.
Okay.
And I think, does he have one already? I think. So, oops. Nope. So we scan it and it comes up with a serial number. And we simply look that serial number up and it comes back to the owner. So we know how to get a dog home if it's lost its collar or whatever. The chip itself is very tiny. See, it's about the size of a grain of rice. It's itty bitty.
Except for if you're Olive. Do you
Well,
remember that?
Some dogs need to scream like they're dying. It is a pretty good size needle, but all we do is take this and we just inject it under the skin. And some dogs have no idea it happened.
Marley didn't flinch.
Others cry like you've murdered them.
I should, if I can find this video, I probably shouldn't send the video of Olive because she was so dramatic about it. But it was really, really funny.
And we have great big dogs that cry and whine. And then sometimes it's the little dog. It really just depends. It's kind of funny. You can see the diva side of the dog.
It's like whatever their personality is, basically.
It's funny. Some don't even know what's going on. They're mad at you because you're trying to hold them still for a minute.
Right.
But, yeah, so it's quick and easy. All of our adopted dogs are microchipped. You can also come in and have your dog chipped for $20, and we do the registry. And if your dog is already chipped, we urge you to have that chip checked next time you're at the vet, or the next time you want to bring them out to the pound or come to an event. We can scan it. We can also show you how it's registered, because sometimes there's confusion on who is supposed to register it depending on where you get it from. So there are people out there that we've checked for them. They thought their chip was registered and it's not. And depending on who scans it, it varies on how much work they're going to do to try to find you. If it comes up a dead end chip, they may just move on and adopt your dog out. You're on vacation. You have no idea that your dog's even at a shelter. So we do a little extra. We usually try to figure out where it was implanted and try to do things that way. But it can be very, very beneficial on getting your dog home.
Well, we've all heard the stories. I've told the same story here a million times about my friend that had lost her dog in Oak Hill. And she was working at the restaurant one day, and it was over a year, and she got a call from the Franklin County Dog Pound. And she comes running up the stairs, like bawling. It was like, they found Tyson. He's in Columbus. And I was like, what? And we're all bawling. And she and me, I was like, go get him, And he ended up there in Columbus from Oak Hill. Who knows how he got there? He was in horrible shape when he got there, but she got him back.
Yeah. If you find a dog, do not take it out of town. We get that a lot. We had somebody come from, where was the Rottweiler from? Was it Minnesota? Somebody was driving to North Carolina, saw the dog off the side of the highway, which it was actually in its owner's field. You couldn't see the house, but the dog ran the perimeter of the fencing and things. And they called to him. They got him out of his yard because they thought he was lost. They put him in their car. And I think they thought they just got a free Rottweiler. So they kept driving. They made it to Ohio, and they found out that the dog can be protective of bones and snap at you.
Okay.
So they decided they didn't want to keep the dog in the U-Haul if he was going to be food aggressive all the way to North Carolina.
So the dog that's with strange people that got taken out of its yard,
Yeah,
and put into a strange vehicle.
so I
It
got
didn't
called.
work out, you mean?
Yeah. So I get called in the middle of the night to go out and get this dog. And of course, I was woken up, so I'm still trying to figure out the story. Like, where did you find the dog? And the guy kept saying, it was in Ohio, I'm pretty sure. And then finally he looks at his map. I'm like, honey, Minnesota is not Ohio. I
Like,
don't
not
know
even
where
close.
Yeah, we won't comment on their mental state. So we get the dog. I take it back to the pound. It's microchipped. I call the owner the next morning. He is freaking out because he'd been looking all over for the dog.
Yeah.
And he drove I think 6 hours or something.
Oh, it'd have to be a...
That day, he called off work. He drove straight there. We met him at the pound to return his dog, and he was so thrilled to have his dog back. And it was thanks to that microchip.
Yep.
But if you find a dog, don't take it out of the area.
Correct.
I mean, even if you do have to leave it there, if you can, get it off the highway or something like that and call local law enforcement and say, this dog is here. Usually someone's able to go and respond within a few hours.
Sure.
It very well could be right next to its home.
Yes.
And is fine. There may be an owner out looking for it, but if you pick it up and you take it to another county or another state, it makes things difficult. We had a case in the past where somebody coming home from vacation found a dog. And unfortunately, the woman could not afford to come to Ohio from, I can't remember, it was some beachy area. She couldn't afford to come to get her dog. And reluctantly, we tried all different ways. We tried to get a semi convoy to pass it along to get it back to her. But she couldn't afford it. So she wound up losing her dog that she'd had for about 10 years because somebody picked it up.
Oh my gosh.
And then left it in Ohio. So
crazy stuff. Just don't do that.
Lost is not always lost.
Yeah.
Sometimes they wander away. Sometimes the person has a terrible dog sitter that doesn't let anyone know the dog is missing until it's,
That has happened a few times.
And, there are people that get angry with each other and steal their dog and dump it someplace, just because you find it not around houses.
Stop. Is that a thing?
Yes.
Cheryl just fell out of her chair too, about the same as me.
Breakups that can happen. Angry neighbors that, I think we had one that it was a puppy and they were mad that the puppy would bark. And the man was outside painting his house with the puppy, went inside to get something. Puppy was gone. He contacted us, was very upset. And somehow magically the puppy wound up off the side of the highway the next day. I mean, obviously someone picked it up and put it there. There's, so we were able to reunite him with his puppy. I think he lived in Wellston and the dog wound up in Jackson. So
interesting.
Yeah. Less than 24 hours later, but it happens. People get mad and they'll steal somebody's dog for whatever reason, and dump it. I know.
Wow. I mean, I have a life. Don't you? I got other things to worry about. Holy moly.
I couldn't imagine not liking someone enough to punish their dog for whatever reason.
Like the dog didn't do anything wrong.
So, but yeah, so buy your tags, have your dog wear its tags.
Get a
microchip just as a backup.
It's just another layer of protection. Mm-hmm. It's like...
Yep. Absolutely. And have current pictures. There's so many people that call us and say their dog is missing. I say, send me a picture. We'll post it on social media. If somebody sees the dog, they can let you know. I don't have a picture. Well, how long have you had the dog? 6 years.
Do you have a phone? I mean, have you seen my phone? Like, all it is dog pictures.
Take a good picture of your dog. You never know if you're going to need it for a lost poster. And if your dog is missing, let us know.
You guys are so good about sharing, even if, it doesn't have anything to do with a pound. you guys share, which
Mhm.
is great. So contact them.
Mhm.
Even if you found a dog or a dog shows up at your house or whatever and you can foster it or whatever, let them know
Yeah.
so that they can post it.
Let
Because you guys
us
have a lot of followers.
let us post it. And a lot of people say, "Well, I put it on my Facebook." Well, if my dog is missing, I don't know to look up, you know, Bob Smith's Facebook to look for my lost dog. I'm going to
Correct.
look
At the
you know,
pound.
the pounds page. If someone calls and says, I've lost a dog, I say, watch our page. We'll post it because it could be a few months down the road. And honestly, I'm not going to remember at that point. But a lot of our followers are amazing. We've had them
Oh,
say, I've seen that dog lost on such and such page, and they'll go and find it. They remember it and they find it. And I love it. And I thank them so much for
well,
doing that.
I have had numerous dogs show up where we live. It's like, the invisible neon light that hovers over our house. It's like, come on to Jamie and Jen's Ratcliffe Ranch.
They've got good food
It's
there.
great. They cook for us. But no, I've had numerous dogs show up or cats show up at our house, and it's amazing Facebook. Like, I let Marley out one morning. We were getting ready to go to Columbus. I turn around and there's Marley and another dog in our living room. And I'm
She
like,
brought it in the house with her?
yes.
That's great.
There was a dog in our house. And I'm like, who are you? And of course, it didn't have a collar on. So I posted on Facebook. We were getting ready to leave. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do with this dog? And it was our neighbors who it had just gotten, I think, lost and walked through the trees or whatever. Didn't find her way
Marley
back.
said, parents are going to be gone.
I know.
Come
Party at the
my
Ratcliffe
house.
Ranch. So yeah, she brought it in the house with her. But anyway, so it wasn't, I don't know, 20 minutes. The dog was back at the house, at, her house. And I was like, okay. And it was all through Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah.
I couldn't
social
believe
media
it.
has its problems, but getting dogs homes, getting them back home,
Yes.
it has
all
been.
good.
Sorry, the dogs are chewing on each other's faces.
They're so cute, though.
The puppy doesn't seem to be bothered by it.
Well, Jen, we have a couple minutes. Pete just walked in to do some news. We have a couple of minutes. What else? Is there anything you'd like to tell our viewers? This has been so fun, and National Dog Day. What better way to celebrate than to have you all here?
So we have some upcoming events.
The dog swim.
Dog swim. Yes. So dog swim. It'll be on the 8th. We're going to do it from noon to 4. Bring your dog. Friendly dogs, of course. No dogs in heat. It makes for some, uncomfortable situations. But the dogs love it. Even if your dog doesn't love to swim, bring them.
And honestly, if you're just like, I need a pick me up, come up. You don't have to bring a dog. Like, just come and watch. You will smile from ear to ear from the minute you get there until the minute you leave.
Grab a chair, sit back.
It is hilarious.
They form little groups and they go off and they play in their own little
like
play
kids.
style. If there's a mud puddle, some of them like to find that and make a mess. Some of them, we have dogs that are fantastic swimmers that will do tricks into the water that you can watch. It's a blast. They're hilarious. We'll of course have concessions. We'll have some ticket raffles. We'll bring some of our adoptable dogs to run around and have fun too. If you want to get your dog microchipped, we'll be there with microchipping. So
telling you, do it.
$20. You can show up at Dog Swim, let your dog run around, have fun. We can microchip them, and it's a blast. Let's see, what else do we have? We'll be at the sidewalk market on the 5th. We're going to have a whole animal alley. Hopefully, we're going to have area rescues and shelters join into if they have time. But we'll bring adoptable dogs. We'll have some prizes, things like that. I'm going to give some paw painting a shot. Have you seen where they do the paw and then you make it look like a flower?
No.
So I'm gonna try my hand at that. If any artistic people would like to volunteer to help me with that, that would be awesome. Because I want them to look good, and leaving it to me might not be the way to go. So we'll also have microchipping there. We'll also have dog dog licenses.
There's the beagle.
Yes. We'll have dog licenses. If you haven't gotten your dog license, make sure you do that.
He's so happy. He's just like, I love it.
At the Ohilco Festival, we'll have the big truck there so the kids can come and see the truck, see some of our equipment. We've got some goodie bags made up to hand out too.
Okay.
So the 5th is Sidewalk Market, 6th is Ohilco, and then the 8th is the pool. And then
Yes.
after that, of course, we've got Apple Festival booth and all that good stuff, but I'm concentrating on these 3. So also starting soon in the next couple of days, I think I should have everything ready. Sixth Sense is going to be the voting location for our pet photo contest. So, and that's going to run through, what was the date? Till September 16th. So you can submit a photo of your dog. There can be humans in it, but we prefer, one dog, no bigger than 4x6. We're going to set it up. You can vote on your favorite via money. Each 25 cents is a vote. So we will tally up at the end and see who has the most votes. Right now I have 3 fabulous prizes for the top 3 winners. And they are photo packages from a couple area photographers. Yes. So if you put your dog in that, people vote on it, you could win a professional photo session for you and your dog. That. So of course we've got, some submission rules and things like that.
Where do they find out more info?
They can call the Dog Pound. They can also contact the Jackson County Animal Allies. That's our booster group. Mm-hmm. They are the ones that you can do PayPal through them to do your entry, things like that. Okay. There will be a table set up at the brewery with a listing of the rules to vote and to enter. I don't know if there'll be somebody there that can be in charge of kind of like if somebody wants to enter there, or if you prefer not. We're still working that out. But anyway,
we will make sure it happens.
Get entered. Let everybody see how cute your pet is. Raise some funds for the shelter dogs. And then vote on your favorite, because there's going to be some cute pictures, I think. Yes. We have some really photogenic dogs in Jackson County.
Yes, we do.
So yeah, that's our stuff that's coming up. Come adopt a dog too.
Yes.
Yeah, volunteers. We take volunteers. We get started every morning, rain or shine, every day of the year at 8 a.m. Weekends, we're usually done and out by 11. Through the week, we're there until at least noon, sometimes a little later. You can come and walk a dog, bathe them, help us clean kennels, whatever you'd like to do. Yep. If you don't want to do something that involves dogs, I can put you to work somewhere else. I've always got stuff that needs to be done.
There you go. You can plant a flower or something,
Yes. And our events, we love to have people be event fosters, meaning you come to the pound, we give you a dog, all their info.
Yes.
You take it to the event. You're kind of in charge of it for the day.
You're the handler for a little bit.
And then
it's like adopt a dog for a day.
Right. And some, teenagers love to do it. Some parents with kids are like, okay, you keep begging for a dog. We can't have one. But look, let's take a dog for 3 hours and then, you'll be tired of it. And
listen, the easiest thing in the world is if we have a dog event and I throw it out there for people to come help, and you've got about 75 people that are like, yes. I'll take a dog for a day. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a good thing. Not hard.
We've got so many personalities too, take a scaredy cat, or
you got Mr. Beagle here.
A mouthy beagle, or
he is a pocket beagle, isn't he?
Yes.
A little itty bitty go. Look at those eyes, how pretty they are though. Hi, Bubba.
And he's checking everything out.
Very good. Well, thank you, girls, so much for coming in. We appreciate it. And
we appreciate it.
Please get out to the pound. Check out all of the adoptable dogs. Oh, tea is fun, isn't it?
Well, they're that.
Hi. You are cute. Oh, thanks. You give good kisses, too. All right. Well, Pete Wilson, come on over, and we'll get these puppies out of here. You can stay as long as you want, though.
What do you think, buddy? All right, come on.
Yes, and we will. We need to do another dog day at the brewery soon
Absolutely.
because it's fun.
It is so much fun.
Love it.
Ooh. Okay, look.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate you so much. And again, it's National Dog Day. Get out and celebrate. Come on. How's that? Bye, Bubba. Thank you, everybody. Bye, Jake. You're awful cute, too. Bye, Bubba. Pretty babies. Aw, they're all so sweet.
You're asking me to follow that?
I know, right?
Oh, my.
That's not even fair, is it?
I tell you what, now, are all 4 of those dogs adoptable?
They are.
Well, I tell you what, the adoptability percentage just went up exponentially for anybody who was watching this episode of Main Street TV.
Absolutely. They are all dolls, and it just depends on, they're just like humans. They all have different personalities, and whichever one meshes the best with you, please take one home. They need it.
I think if people, looking for a dog, to have a dog, would go out and check out the dogs at the pound,
Yes.
it would be hands down they would want to do that. Not just because they want to be good and to rescue a dog, but you would see a dog that you would fall in love with immediately.
Absolutely.
And
it's almost dangerous.
They would win you over. It's just whether you can afford to have more than one dog.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Well, we do have some news to go over real quickly, Jennifer.
Sure.
Yesterday afternoon, the sirens were wailing in Oak Hill or near Oak Hill.
Uh-oh.
There was a single vehicle motorcycle crash
Oh, no.
that was investigated by the Ohio State Highway Patrol Jackson Post. It occurred on State Route 233, which comes out of Oak Hill on the south end and goes into Gallia County. But this was 3 miles from the Gallia County line, between Oak Hill and the Gallia County line. And a motorcycle that was being operated by Clayton Clark, age 78, of Piketon. He was driving a Harley Davidson, failed to make a curve, drove over the center line off the left side of the road. His motorcycle struck a tree, motorcycle overturned and came to rest on his side. And anytime,
That's
you're on a
terrifying.
motorcycle, you're a little more vulnerable, of course.
Yeah.
He suffered what were described at the scene as serious injuries. He was flown to Cabell Huntington Hospital due to serious injuries that he sustained. The road there at the site of the crash was closed for about 30 minutes. This was just 3:28 p.m. Sunday afternoon. Patrol got a report out to us pretty quickly. We have that story online, and of course will be in the paper on Wednesday. Okay, we want to tell you, have you put up the weather yet?
No, we have not.
Okay, well,
I'm afraid to.
Well, okay.
Do you have it?
One of the things, well, we'll tell you about the situation. There's 2 things. Number one, the heat is going to be really bad.
It's bad.
We're looking at the 90s. The last time I looked, we're looking at highs in the low to high 90s through Friday. At least. Mm-hmm. I believe we were looking at a high as 96 on Wednesday. That might be as bad as it gets. And then we get the relief in the lower 80s by Saturday. But in addition to being concerned about the heat, the other thing that may even be more serious is the drought conditions. Now, Adrian has a map that he can put up there where you see the deep red, which is about where we are in the state of Ohio.
Sure is.
We have got anything from severe to extreme drought conditions. Not the very, very worst, but the red is bad. I mean, I think the black is the worst. We don't have any black in the state of Ohio, but we have extreme drought in northern Jackson, Ohio, and almost northern Jackson County, and almost all of Vinton County.
Yeah.
Then on the south end of the county and the central part of Jackson County, it is severe drought. Extreme is worse than severe.
Yeah.
And it could get worse if we don't have rain. And with all the heat, in addition to the heat, we don't have rain in sight. I didn't see it through the weekend, at least. And I don't know about the first of next week. The weather's unpredictable, so you can't make book on it anyway. But the advanced forecast calls for no rain. Now, in addition to the fact that we have green things that maybe aren't as green as they should be right now,
Definitely not.
grass and so
A
on.
little more crunchy than normal.
The other thing is the threat of fire.
Yes.
If there's any kind of breeze or wind, it's dangerous. August is not considered a burn ban month, but local fire departments have already put out the word to us here at Total Media to put out the word to our viewers and listeners and readers
Yep.
that you should not start any outdoor fires unless it's really contained, like on your patio and you're grilling hot dogs or something. Do not do outdoor
It's just
burning, even during the day
not
or
good.
in
Like,
the evening.
just don't do it right now. It's just not
No,
good.
everything, it's very combustible
Yes.
because of the situation. I mean, you got, I've got the healthiest grass around. It seems like I got to mow it more than once a week, and it's dead right now.
Yeah.
It has the look of being
Yeah,
dead
it's not
anyway.
good.
And I'm sure that's what a lot of people are dealing with right now, unless, they're watering their lawns. And that's a good idea to do, by the way. So a couple other things to tell you about as we have limited time here. We wanted to tell you that some things that are kind of timely to tell you about. We talked about the situation with the Jackson Area YMCA a couple of weeks ago. We had kind of restricted operations. It was closed a day or so. There is going to be a members and donors meeting tonight at 6 o'clock at the
Okay.
YMCA. They posted this. This was advertised. Isn't for the general public. It's for members and donors, but that's a lot of people.
Yes.
And at that point, I think the YMCA board will do some explanations about where the YMCA stands and where it is going and what it is doing. We may get some information, certainly about the direction and what the situation is right now. It has been operating and open, since we had those disruptions and pretty much doing everything. But I think some changes have happened and changes are in the works, and more information will come out tonight. And of course, the Telegram will be covering that meeting, and we expect to get some information directly from the YMCA as well.
Okay.
So we want to look for that.
Fair.
Today at noon, the Vinton County Emergency Management Agency will do one of their monthly outdoor siren testing. That will be at noon today, so you can look for that. They do want to advise that there are issues with the siren in Dundas, the little hamlet there south of MacArthur.
Okay.
It is currently out of operation, so don't panic if you don't hear it. It's just out of operation, but otherwise the sirens will be tested at noon
Okay.
there in Vinton County. Of course, football Friday night happened. We want to mention that really quickly. 3 ball games. The Jackson Army went up to Logan and won 42-7. Wellston defeated Oak Hill in an intra-county battle at Oak Hill 15-7, and Unioto defeated Vinton County 45-8. We have articles about all those games that are already online. The boys were up till 5 o'clock Saturday morning getting the reports, putting them together, so we congratulate them. Can't get them in the Saturday paper. If you wonder why, it's because of when we have to have it's our printing deadline. It's actually 5 p.m. in the afternoon, so we can't do that as much as we would like, but we have it online, and we urge our subscribers, even if you're a print subscriber, and that's mainly what you look for, the online coverage does come with that. So you want to take advantage of that. But all those articles will be in the Wednesday paper as well. Interesting situation. Whenever you have a local intra-county game between rivals, you got some interesting situations. Families and businesses and fans, they have mixed loyalties. Okay, well, we had a very interesting situation. The Oak Hill High School quarterback, his name is Eddie Abley, and one of the Wellston cheerleaders is Lindsay McCormick, and they are boyfriend-girlfriend. So that's an interesting story. There they are. Look at that cute picture we have. That wasn't
adorable.
At the ball game. They can't be friendly at the game when they're on the opposite sides. But that was one of Eddie's senior pictures.
That's cute.
And the family was willing to share that with us and just wanted to show you. But that does happen a lot, when teams, the nearby communities play each other. You've seen the grandmother with the mixed jerseys, with color on one side and color on the other, or half and half down the middle. But we will have a lot of sports coverage. We also received word from the Jackson High School Athletic Department just this morning, Jennifer, that the starting time of the Jackson-Ironton game, and that is a big game.
Oh, Nelly, is it ever?
Right. 2 of the best teams, if not the best teams in the area, I'll just say it, Ironton is always going to be number one until somebody makes them different. But
Yep.
Jackson would be certainly one of the next 2 or 3, and they did have a good game up at Logan. Ironton, by the way, thrashed Wheelersburg 37-7, and you don't normally
Oh
thrash
yeah, no,
Wheelersburg,
not at all.
but they did 37-7. So that game's going to be Friday. Normally,
Here.
Jackson games start at 7 or 7:30, but this game now has been pushed back to 8 o'clock, and you can guess why: heat.
Okay.
So, the temperature will start to subside there as, twilight
Makes
comes.
sense.
So they're going to start that game
Safety.
at 8 o'clock. The gates will open at 6. So we're going to have that information out online and on the radio as well. You can also get pre-sale tickets starting today. You can get them online, but you can also get tickets in person at the high school, the middle school, right here at the Total Media office, Sherwood Folks Insurance, and the Sport About store in downtown Jackson.
Very cool.
Real quickly, we want to congratulate the Vinton County High School girls cross country team. They went to the Wellston Invitational. There they are. That's actually the boys and girls together in one picture. They both did really well, but the girls were first place. How about that?
Nice. Way to go.
And the boys were second place from Vinton County. And one of the boys on the team who did so well in the meets last year and it went all the way to the state, Samuel Boyd,
Yeah.
he finished first among all the boys. You know how many boys were in that race? 164, and he was
Holy
first.
moly! Wow.
In the girls' race, in the girls'
awesome.
race, Alyssa Beckner was fifth, and there was 112 runners in that race. So that was
Yikes.
very good. The Jackson cross country teams did well as well in that Wellston Invitational meet. And Oak Hill's Addie Brown, who runs with the Oak Hill girls, they didn't have enough to have a team, but she finished fourth in that field of runners
Nice.
as well. So congratulations to them. We'll be covering all the sports, just not the football, in Wednesday's paper. The Wellston Invitational and the Jackson golf teams are still doing fabulous. The girls team has still not been beaten in Frontier Athletic Conference
Way to
play.
go,
And the
ladies.
boys slipped up. They let one team beat them, but they've beaten everybody else.
Aha.
And they have not clinched any championships yet, but they are certainly on course to probably be the champions unless we have some weird thing happen along the way. So there we are, Jennifer. We'll get back with you tomorrow with more stuff.
Very, very good. And we appreciate you stopping by, Pete. Don't forget, today, National Dog Day. Get out, celebrate if you have a furry friend at your home, or if you would consider adopting, that would be a wonderful thing as well. Head on out to your local animal shelters and maybe even volunteer.
Right. They need all the help they can get out there. There is paid staff, but it's limited. And, they not only have to go out and, do the work out in the field, dogs that are running loose or whatever, or dogs that somebody doesn't want anymore, or they get a call that dogs have been abandoned, or worse yet, they're abandoned out there that's horrible. But they have so much to do. And the record that they have compiled here in the last 5 years or so,
Oh my
maybe even farther back
Yeah.
than that. I don't want to shortchange anybody. It has been incredible, the number of dogs that they adopt.
It
And
is
I can remember
unbelievable.
in the old days, Jennifer, there were euthanizations
Every Friday.
on a regular basis, and it was so sad.
Yes.
And they've done a 180 on that.
They absolutely have, and they do a phenomenal job, and they need to be celebrated for that, all the staff.
Absolutely.
So, all right, well, have a wonderful day, everyone. Stay cool. It is dangerously hot this week, and please make sure that you check on your friends and neighbors, and again, your pets and all of that stuff. So, all right, well, Pete, have a great day, and we will see you all right back here tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
From breaking news to heartwarming stories, the Telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegramnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.